Welcome to another episode of Just Talk with Gabe. I'm here, my sidekick is here, and so is our guest, Alex Draghici, the CEO and founder of the Forcer app. It's going to be great to talk to him, isn't it?
Absolutely. You guys must download this app. It's forcer.ly in the App Store. Start using it today.
All right. Before we get started, shout out to our sponsors, Fade Life Clothing and BCK Online.
Fade Life Clothing is a unique clothing line out of Atlanta, Georgia, geared towards those who love intoxicating style.
And BCK Online is a digital online magazine that keeps you in the know and up to date on the lives of young entertainers, rising stars, parents, and more.
I'm so glad that both of them joined us this season.
Yeah, so am I. So, all right, go grab your snacks, sit back, relax, and enjoy the show. Alex, welcome to the show. We're glad you could join us for an episode of Just Talk with Gabe.
Thank you so much for having me.
Thank you for being on. I know our listeners want us to dive right in, so let's get into it. All right, so you are the founder and CEO of Forcer Social. Can you tell us about that?
Absolutely. So Forcer Social is a new social media platform that our official launch was February 8th of this year.
Nice.
And it's basically another medium, another platform for creators and users and people to, post, do content, and, do the social thing.
Right. So what made you want to develop a new social media app?
So I didn't necessarily want to develop it. All of my businesses, what I do is I look for things that have a problem in business and I try to solve a solution. So one of the problems that we are seeing in social media is that every platform that's out there owns the user's data. And what that means is not just the content that you post, the videos and the photos and what you're writing. What that means is actually the data that's on your phone, your information. For example, your geolocation, what kind of music you like, what kind of clothes you like, where do you like to eat, where do you shop, what do you search for? It's all the information and privacy that's on your smartphone. These social media platforms own it. So we tried to fix this problem, and that's what Forcer became. It's one of the first platforms that doesn't own the user data. We only manage it. So we do capture information. We only manage it. And what that means is any kind of brand deal or advertising that comes through Forcer, any kind of revenue, we share the revenue from the platform directly with the users. So it's more like a revenue sharing data, own your own data platform.
That is really cool.
Yeah.
That's definitely different.
Mm-hmm. So now that we've talked a little bit about Forcer, can you tell us about you? Like, how did you become an entrepreneur?
Oh, man. So I think it probably it's in my bloodline for sure. First business I had, I was 13. I was making these leather bracelets that I was going around trade shows or, selling them at school, doing anything possible. So I started by making these little bracelets. Then I started making T-shirts and, just anything possible to try to not have to go get a job working at McDonald's or working for somebody else. Yeah. So, it's I've been doing it nonstop since I was a kid, and I've dabbled in a lot of things.
Oh, wow. That's pretty interesting.
That is. So what's the one lesson that you've learned about business that has stuck with you today?
So in business, if you're doing any kind of business or anything you do in life, if you're doing it to make money, you're doing it for the wrong reason. Right. And I can go into detail. So if you say, look, I want to make a lot of money, let me sell some T-shirts, you're doing it for the wrong reason. If you say, I want to make a lot of money, let me start a car dealership, let me start a car washing, let me start a dog grooming business. If you're doing it because you're chasing money, it's the wrong reason. So if you're doing it because you have a passion for what you're doing. So for example, I want to make T-shirts and have people wear my T-shirts because my T-shirts make them feel good, right? If you're doing it because people like the design, they like wearing it, they like taking photos in my T-shirt, and you're doing it for the reason you want to put a smile on somebody's face, then all of a sudden you're doing it for the right reason and the money comes. And that goes for anything in life. So, I'm not chasing the money. I'm chasing the passion and the dream of what I'm trying to do. And the money always comes.
That's true. So, kind of, I guess, in that same vein, I have a question for you. What advice, or would that be your advice, that you would give to people that want to become entrepreneurs like you?
That's definitely a really good one. Don't do anything for the money. Do it for what your passion is. And if you're trying to start a business or be an entrepreneur and you're doing something you don't love, it will never work. You have to be really passionate about it, because being an entrepreneur is very difficult. It's nonstop. You're constantly climbing. There's no easy downslide. There's nothing easy about it. And so you got to make sure that you're in the field that you're really happy to be in and passionate about, or it becomes work, and then it becomes like you're imprisoning yourself and trying to do these startups. And I say that from so many mistakes that I've personally made. Like we mentioned, how many different businesses I've been in since I was a kid. I've been in a lot of them, and I was doing things that I wasn't passionate about. It just, without the experience or being a lot younger, and, I'm kind of still inexperienced. I keep saying it. I'm learning every day also, but I'm really, really passionate about what I'm doing now. So that's definitely one of them. And another one is live life for what you can give, not what you can take. So when you're bringing value to anything, instead of seeing what you can take from the table, see what you can bring to the table. It always comes back also.
That's great advice.
That is great advice. In addition to all that you have going on now, what are some of the hobbies that you do in your spare time?
Hobbies in spare time. I love fishing, and I love spending time with family. I'm so busy that it's hard for me to juggle the family life and kids and wife at the same time that, because I'm married to my businesses and I have more than one. So that consumes the majority of my time is, these companies that I'm trying to run. So really, like, whenever I have any kind of downtime, my greatest thing that I enjoy doing is kind of what I was doing today is, swimming or hanging out with the family, watching movies, playing board games, spending quality time with my wife and kids.
And that's important.
That's absolutely important. I think everybody now has kind of realized how important family time is with the pandemic going on. So that's really important.
For sure it is.
Yeah. How do you see social media changing in the future?
Well, we definitely, so we're the little guys on the block, right? We're the underdogs. And I always root for the underdogs. Our company is the smallest out of any of them. We're really new. We don't have the millions and millions and billions of dollars behind us. It's been self-funded to date with myself and my partner, Greg. We haven't taken in any outside investment. And so what's happening, because we're the underdogs, we're actually becoming a threat to the big guys that you see on the news constantly, and things happening that they're constantly about to be shut down. They're in big lawsuits. I mean, they're getting fined in the billions of dollars for privacy and for invasion and for owning data. And, you hear Trump talking about banning one of the big ones that everybody's on right now. And there's reasons behind it. If these companies were doing the right thing, there wouldn't be talk of needing to ban it. Right. There wouldn't be, right? So they're doing the absolute wrong thing. And what happens is they have to actually change if they want to last. Even though they're the biggest ones, it's kind of like people said, these banks are too big to fail. But the banks that were stealing money, overcharging, doing large interest and manipulating the system, those big banks failed. And it's the same thing of any company. It doesn't matter if it's social media, mortgage, real estate, any business. If you're doing the wrong thing, you'll fail. There's no such thing as too big. And so what's happening and where it's going, they're going to have to change. And the little guy who is like the little flea on the dog is what Forcer is. And the dog keeps scratching. Sooner or later, there's going to be a lot more fleas, and we invite our friends. And what happens is they have to change their EULAs, their user license agreement. They're going to have to start kind of following suit. I believe, and I hope that's true, that they start realizing they don't need to own the data. They can manage it just like Forcer does. And we are for profit. We're going to be very successful. It's just doing the right thing.
That's true.
That is true. Before we take a commercial break, Can you give us your do's and don'ts of social media?
Do's and don'ts. You know, don't be a bully. Don't be racist. Don't be mean. Um, the do's, I think that doing positive, happy news and happy post that's what I enjoy doing. I don't post anything negative because that energy goes in, you know, whether it's a photo or a video and somebody watches this, like what you're doing, we're all sponges. So if all day long you're looking at negative things, then you're going to be negative that day. So
Right.
I'm a big one of just be positive. And again, my big thing is I am really anti cyberbullying, cyber racism, all that. That's like big passion of mine. And on Forcer, racist words or cyberbullying is not allowed whatsoever.
Right.
I mean, you can't even write the words. Our AI and our ML, you know, our artificial intelligence that's running our platform, and ML is machine learning. It learns what people does, and if anybody's doing any kind of stuff like that, they're just completely banned. We don't allow it.
That's good.
That is good. Right. That's great. So on that note, we're going to take a bit of a commercial break.
Okay, Alex, would you stay around after commercial to have a fun round of questions?
Of course.
Okay.
All right, we'll be right back.
We'll be right back, guys. Take a listen to a word from our sponsor.
Everyone.
Okay, guys, if you have not downloaded the Anchor.fm app, do so today.
All right, welcome back to the show, Alex.
Thank you. Thank you so much for having me. This is awesome.
All right, let's get into the next round of questions.
It's the fun round. I like the fun round.
Okay.
So what is your favorite city?
Favorite city? Ooh. Well, that would be Sorrento, Italy.
Oh, wow.
I'd love to go to Italy.
I would love to go to Italy. What's so awesome about Sorrento?
The food. I mean, I can dig deep, but I'll try to answer it shortly. They have very little GMO food there, genetically modified food in that special town. It's actually a little fish city next to the ocean.
Oh, wow.
But the coffee, the olives, the tomatoes, I tell people you've never tasted a real tomato, because even though you might think you're eating an organic tomato, it's still genetically modified, the way that they look and how they taste. And so in Sorrento, you can actually eat like just the food there and the people and the environment there. But the biggest thing for me is the coffee, the tomatoes and the olives, the cheese, the milk. I mean, it's just, I could talk about it forever. I love that place.
Oh, wow. Right. That's going to have to be another one on the list of places to go.
Yeah. Okay. So what's your favorite movie?
That would be the Count of Monte Cristo.
Oh, that's a great movie.
I've never seen that one.
You have seen that one.
It's incredible. If you haven't, you should watch it. It's incredible.
I will be more than happy to rewatch.
Yeah. Okay. You have to pick one. Going back to the past or going to the future?
Only the future.
All right. So who would play you in the story of your life?
That would be Jeremy Renner.
Yes.
Really?
Yeah, he's a good actor.
He's a great actor, yeah.
Yeah.
That's just kind of one that you don't
I go out places and people think that I'm him. I get asked if I'm Jeremy Renner everywhere.
Wow. Now, have you ever used that to your advantage, maybe?
I don't want to answer that. So the answer is yes. So I was actually with some really known celebrities that people recognized on the spot. Anywhere you go in the world, people recognize them. And so standing next to them, people really thought that I was Jeremy right next to them. And I, you know, I just got to say it. Yep, I definitely said I was him.
That's awesome. That's awesome. See, I wish I could like be mistaken for a celebrity, but there's not many 8-year-olds out there because I'm only 4'7", so yeah.
Yeah.
So.
Cheeseburger or hot dogs?
Cheeseburgers all day.
Oh yeah. They're delicious. Okay. So, if you could only take 5 things to a desert island, what would they be?
5 things?
Mm-hmm.
Oh. I would take duct tape. I would take I'd take a magnesium stick so that I can make fire pretty easily.
Yeah.
Okay. Right? Duct tape, magnesium. Am I allowed, like, is this like, you know, I'd bring like a machete or something, or a hatchet. Yeah. A hatchet would be a good one.
Yeah.
And if I'm on an island, I would definitely bring goggles, like for scuba diving goggles,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Right.
Because I could catch my own fish as long as I don't want to open my eyes in the salt water.
Right.
Maybe a fishing pole would be a good one too.
Yeah.
Oh, fishing pole. Those are some interesting ones. Nobody's ever said any of that. So that's pretty good.
I watch a lot of those Survivor shows.
I wouldn't make it.
Yeah, no, you would not.
I would not make it.
Yeah. What are 3 things still pending on your bucket list?
Still pending?
Yeah.
Ooh, this is gonna sound bad, but I'm gonna say 1. And okay, well, you know what? I just got to say it. Make the billionaires list.
Okay.
Okay.
That would be 1. Shoot. I don't think I have 2 others.
Okay.
Oh, you know what? Actually, I do have 2 others.
Okay.
Yeah.
I do. I want to actually spend an entire year just traveling all over the world in places that I've never been.
Oh my God, that would be so awesome.
Yeah.
I've never been to Australia, which is on my bucket list. There's a lot of things that I have done on my bucket list, so I got to start making the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
It is. Okay. What's the craziest thing that's ever happened to you?
Wow, that happens to me a lot.
So, okay, tell us maybe one of your top 5.
Yeah.
I got a lot of them. Do we want to talk like, so when you said craziest, do we want to talk like scary crazy, or we want to talk fun crazy, or
either one?
Either one.
We're game to hear both.
So I mean, I can talk about stories, anything from being held up at gunpoint on the beach in Malibu.
Oh my God.
Oh, wow.
In Malibu?
In Malibu, out of all places.
Wow.
That would be one. I don't really need to go into detail on that one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that was okay.
Yeah. That.
I got a lot of them.
Wow.
Wow.
Tell us one of your funniest.
Yeah.
Funniest. Okay, let's do funniest. Funniest moment. I don't think I'm funny. Yeah,
we think you are.
Yeah. We laugh at everything, though.
Yeah, we do.
That might have been my moment right there.
Yeah.
I made people laugh on a podcast.
Oh,
Yeah.
there you go.
There we go.
And people hear us in Australia, so see, you could check kind of 2 off of the list, sort of, kind of.
Yeah.
So there you go.
There we go. Okay. So, would you rather hang out with Shaquille O'Neal or Michael Jordan?
Okay, so Shaquille O'Neal, let's talk about that one real quick. Shaquille O'Neal, maybe 12 years ago, I was producing a kids' TV show called Fofo Figley. And they had an indoor playground in Thousand Oaks, California, right off of Oak Park. And we were producing this kids' TV show. One of the people that helped us promote it was Shaquille O'Neal.
Oh, wow.
Oh, cool.
And so I've met Shaquille, I've hung out with him, and he is a really nice person.
Oh,
And I'll give a little insight for people that don't know. He mumbles a lot, and he's really bad with lines.
Really?
Wow.
So Shaq, if you ever listen to this, I'm sorry.
Oh my
Sorry.
God. That's interesting.
Sorry I gave out the secret. He has a really hard time with lines.
Oh, wow.
So
Wow.
it doesn't matter if he's doing commercials, movies, things. He almost likes to improv because he cannot memorize the lines whatsoever.
Wow.
Wow.
That's pretty interesting.
And he had we had to do probably 50 takes just for him to say Fofo Figley.
Wow.
Wow, that is a tongue twister.
Yeah.
That's a tongue twister.
Yeah, that is.
Little insight. So my answer would probably be Shaq still, because I have hung out with him and he's just a super nice guy. I've never met Michael Jordan. I hear he's a nice guy, but Shaq all the way.
That's cool.
That's
I
cool.
probably look like their little 2-year-old child standing next to Shaq.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're tiny.
You're like a Kevin Hart?
Yeah, I am like a Kevin Hart. I am.
You're tiny.
I think I'm smaller than Kevin
You
Hart.
are, actually. I looked it up.
Oh, thanks. You looked it up. Awesome. Now it's proof in the pudding. I am smaller than Kevin Hart.
And Danny DeVito.
Okay.
And Danny DeVito.
Okay.
Really?
I
Uh-oh.
guess.
Yeah.
Somebody looked it up.
Uh-huh.
You really looked that up.
I did.
Okay. Well, welcome to our world, Alex. Welcome.
Okay.
This is awesome.
So, in addition to all you have going on, what's next for you?
So one of the things that I didn't mention is I am an inventor. That's kind of how everything started for me. Like the first success story was filing some patents on some things that ended up doing very well financially.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow.
So the new ones that I have, even though Forcer is just at the beginning stages and it's got a long ways to go, it is my primary focus. But in the background, I file a lot of patents. And speaking of, yesterday I filed another one, which has something to do with social media, which goes back to one of the questions you asked me about how do you see the future or how social media is going. So I filed a patent. Everybody knows that there's facial recognition, right? You see these filters and these things happening on the Snapchats and TikToks and Instagram,
right,
where it sees your face and it can add sunglasses, it can add things, right?
Right.
Yeah.
So one of my patents, that's basically it's I can't give too much detail, but I'll give enough that people will understand. It is now doing hand recognition. So
wow.
So here's the thing: you set your phone up in front of you, right? You're gonna go live or you're gonna do a video. And a lot of people do this. They set their phone down in front of them and they want to start going live, and they are. So, and your phone might be 3 feet away from you or 5 feet or 10 feet, wherever it is. If you hold your hand up, everybody knows what the symbol with your hand for stop is. So you put your hand up and you do stop. Everybody could do it while you're, listening in. You do stop. Everybody knows exactly what that looks like. Right. You do that, the actual camera stops on your phone. Hand recognition.
Wow.
So now, point your finger out, your pointing finger, and you have it right there. We all know what you do. Like when you want to tap your phone, you slide, right? So you're swiping your finger. So you can do the exact same thing if you want to go to the next video if you have your phone out. Also, we all know how you zoom in and out. So you like pinching your thumb and your pointing finger together. Right. If you want to zoom in and zoom out, it has hand recognition for zooming in and out without having to touch your phone.
That sounds so cool.
So, that would be amazing.
Yeah.
So those are like some small things I can talk about that are going to be integrated into Forcer in the future. And then other platforms are going to have to follow the suit, right?
Yeah.
So here's another one. We all know that there's some big advertisers that spend a lot of money on these platforms. And I'll throw one out because we're all familiar with it. Bang energy drink, right?
Right.
You see a lot of creators and influencers. They have to grab their energy drink. They all post these videos. They open it and they crack it open. Well, with the hand recognition, they don't even have to have a Bang energy drink in their hand. We're going to do augmented reality. So you can literally, when you're live or you're doing a video, you put your hand out. And if you want to start doing the hand recognition, it'll put the Bang energy drink or the Coca-Cola or the Starbucks directly in your hand virtually.
Nice.
Which makes it really fun for the advertising side. So that's some small little bits and pieces of things that we're doing very different. And again, that comes back to patents and things that I do.
Wow.
So,
wow.
That sounds amazing. I mean, for like actors and actresses when they're taping, their auditions and stuff,
it's like
you have to like run to the phone and
cut it off
and go.
You have to go cut it off. But with this, you won't have to. You can hand gesture, stop phone, start record again, zoom in, zoom out. Yep.
Oh my God, that'd
make life so much easier.
That would 10 times over.
Yeah.
So what is the one thing that you want our audiences to know about you? If you had to pick one thing to tell them, what would it be?
I am a really nice person and easy to communicate with. I get along with everyone.
That's awesome.
My whole life to date now, I've never not stayed in touch with people that I've met. So my range of connections are so big. That's why when you ask me about experiences, I don't even know where to go. I don't have any enemies to date. I'm sure I'm going to make some because of the platform now. And I'm kind of going in the more of the public eye. Mm-hmm. And no matter how good you do or you try to do, no matter what, somebody's not going to like you.
That's true.
That's true.
That's true.
So, but yeah, that's a big one. I'm very easy to communicate with. I'm very easy. My phone number, I've had the same phone number for 20 years, same emails for 20 years. And when people reach out, I do my best to reach back to everybody.
And that's neat. That's pretty cool.
So where can people find you on social media?
Forcer.ly. Download the app.
All right.
Absolutely.
But I'm also on all the other platforms. I love every single platform I do, even though a lot of them have problems. I love them because they set the precedent. They're the ones that started it. I'm a fan of TikTok. I know it has problems, and the whole reason I started my company is because of problems they're doing. But I love their app, and I hope they fix it so that it can stay around a long time. So I'm on TikTok. I'm on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter. I'm on all of them, you know.
Well, guys,
so
they definitely need to go and follow you on everything and download Forcer.
Yep, definitely.
Forcer is the future.
All right.
Okay, absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Alex, for joining us.
And yeah, that's everything. Just thank you so much for coming on.
I've learned a lot.
Yeah.
I'm excited about the hand.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I can't wait for that.
Because it's going to make taping auditions so much easier.
Uh-huh.
So chop, Alex. Let's get that done.
Thank you so much, guys. Gabe, thank you so much for inviting me and having me on. It's been an absolute pleasure and honor.
Oh, no. Thank you,
Alex.
Thank
you so much, Alex. Take care.
We'll see you guys on Forcer. We'll talk soon.
Absolutely. Bye.
Bye.
Did you guys enjoy Alex on the show today? I know we did. Make sure to download the Forcer app for both Android and iPhone. And that's it. I'll see you guys next time. Peace.